How's it going, friends? It's the Violet Citizen here, and today we have the semifinals of CCL Season 5. We're going up against Nightmare, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Nightmare has inherited a pretty nice squad from Dolce and has made the most of it, sorry about that, and has made the most of it because he got himself into the playoffs, and he got himself through the first round via forfeit, but still, he made it to the semis. And that's pretty cool. Like, he has a spooky sand team with Mimikyu and Thundy and all the things that are pretty threatening. And I do have a pretty good team myself. I actually like how I handled my trades and my free agencies and stuff like that, and I'm kind of comfortable with the teams that I drafted. The matchup is kind of 50-50. I think that I'm kind of suspect to sand sweeps, but at the same time I have the Conch Elder and I have things that threaten all the things out. So I brought a team, and this team consists of Garchomp. It's physically defensive and it has enough speed to outspeed I think a defensive Arcanine, most likely, or some variant of, I don't know, something like max speed Sylveon or Tita or something like that. It has the Sand Veil because I felt like dodging some hits with a Sand. I know that he's bringing Sand. I know that the Sand Core kind of tears through my team, so I expect him to bring this. And yeah, I was like, maybe I can dodge something, set up Stealth Rocks, and then just shuffle with Dragon Tail. Earthquake is there for the stab because that's all I need, really. Then we have Ferrothorn, Thornbus. As you can see, every nickname is bus themed because I wanted to channel my inner bus and play well. And yeah, here I have Leech Seed and Rocky Helmet and things that wear physical threats down. I have almost the standard Smogon set because it just does things and stuff. It takes HP fires from anything. It can survive physical hits from, I don't know, like +2 Excadrill, something like that, and then like 18 attack just to ensure that max defense Milotic is 2 hit KO'd from the Power Whip if there's no lefties or something. So that's the plan. Like this, the plan is to pivot between these two and take physical hits and wear the things down, and then use one of the following win conditions to kind of take the game. First off, we have Weebus, the Weavile, with beat up because he does have an Azelf, and you know, if it's a lead Azelf with Sash, I can take this thing out, no problem. It helps with a Mimikyu. It doesn't quite take it out, but it goes really low. I think it just survives at 10% if the rolls are in my favor, so that's pretty good. And if all of my mons are alive, obviously, because beat up, if you don't know, it uses the attack stat of every single Pokemon to, I don't know, beat up the opponent's Pokemon, and that's what it does. So realistically it's a 6-hit move, and if something goes down it's a 5-hit move, and so on and so forth. I was really considering going for King's Rock with beat up just because the cheese is tempting, but I felt already too much of a count going for Sand Veil, so I'm like, I'm not going to rely on RNG all that much, and I'm going to have Expert Belt just to get some extra damage on like Titar on a low kick, or like Excadrill on something, Poison Jab on the Sylveon maybe, and Icicle Crash on pretty much anything that doesn't appreciate ice type attacks. And yeah, that's the set. Then we have Conch Bus. This is the real win condition, I think, because fighting coverage really does things to Nightmare's team. Mach Punch and Dragon Punch for the Sand Core and things, and Drampa and stuff like that. Sheer Force and Life Orb because Ice Punch and Poison Jab take out a pretty good portion of his team. I was considering Thunder Punch for the Milotic, but I went with Ice Punch instead because Thundy was too much of a threat, and it was 1-hit KO'd by Ice Punch, and you know, like incoming Trampas are not that comfortable switching in anyway, but you know, you can have that. You can have a Roserade, put some pressure into that maybe. So we have this. Then we have Scarfed Latios. Yeah. I'm so used to using Latias that Latios kind of seems weird. It has Defog, it has Draco Meteor, it has Memento, it has Psyshock. It's disgustingly straightforward. It's supposed to outspeed Scarfed Max Speed Arcanine, because that's the speed tier that it was closest to while being modest. So that's what I went with. Yeah, it's just pretty much there to do damage. It does 50% with the Draco to Spadef Teeter, so that's pretty nice. Psyshock does 2-hit KO the Sylveon if it's not fully physically defensive, so that's pretty nice. Memento is there just if things get out of hand, if there's like a Mimikyu sweep or something, or if there's like a Dragon Dancing Teeter going on, and I know that Knight likes D-Dance, so you know, I have to have something for it, right? And last but not least, I have my only real switch into Sylveon, which is going to be Spadef Talonflame with enough speed to outspeed the Azelf, Willow for the physical threats, Bulk Up because maybe I can get a mini sweep, and then Roost and Flare Blitz, Flame Body because Gale Wings is just not worth it anymore, and I'd rather get burns on things and be lucky and bad. So yeah, that's the team. Let's just go into the game. Okay, we're into the game. We have the teams, and as a player who is better than me, who'd say it is time for this spicy and hot matchup. So we see pretty much the things that we expected to see. Maybe a Sylveon instead of the Heracross, but like this is pretty much what I expected. Azelf could be a bring, Sylveon could be a bring, Roserade could be a bring, but I expected the Sandcore and the Mimikyu and the Arcanine, possibly the Milotic, because I don't know, I have things to pressure it, but yeah, the Milotic is there, and Heracross is there, which I didn't really expect, but I have things. I have Latios, and I have Bird, and I have things to kind of deal with it. So yeah, going into the game, I was thinking I was probably going to lead Garchomp because it has a pretty good matchup against everything but the Milotic, but the Milotic is not really a lead option when I have a Ferrothorn that usually sets up things and stuff. And if he decides to lead with Mimikyu, then I can switch back into Ferrothorn and it should be good. So I'm going to lead with a Garchomp, he's going to lead with the Arcanine, and he gets the Intimidate off, so that's good. He's most likely defensive. And turn 1 I'm thinking, okay, maybe I won't set up rocks because he might go into Mimikyu, and I'd like to break the disguise anyway. So I'm going to set up a sub, as I expect the switch, but he does go for the burn up. You know, the fire type attack that does not make you a fire type anymore, so that this is a typeless Pokemon in front of me. Here it's not stab, I'm not really scared of any HP ice or something, because he would have went for it, and I go for the Stealth Rogue, he goes into Milotic, that's fine. I'm kind of free to go into Ferrothorn as, you know, an HP Fire isn't really doing all that much to me, and Ice Beam was pretty obvious when there's a huge threat in front of you, so I go into this, I go for the lead sheet, I connect, and you know, I'm going to do the thing, and I'm going to protect. So Teeter is in. I'm kind of afraid of the Fire Blast because it's a really decent coverage option against my team. So I'm going to go back into my Garchomp, and now I'm going to sub and have the Sand Veil, and the Stone Edge misses. So that's pretty good. Like, I played for it, so it's not really hacks when you played for it, right? He misses the Iron Head, which is unfortunate, but against Sandvale, that's the way it works, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to go for the EQ, do a really nice chunklet to Milotic, who, like Milotic is defensive anyway, so I'm not winning this game, I'm not winning this battle, I'm just going to go for the Dragon Tail and get some shuffle damage off. Hera is in, I'm not too excited about this matchup, but I'm behind the sub, and he clicks knockoff and he gets a crit, and I miss the Dragon Tail. So that's nice. I suppose it's karma for the Sunveil misses, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to go for another Dragon Tail as the X really comes in, and then I get him into his Mimikyu. Ferrothorn is always a comfortable switch in. It takes a whopping 14%, which kind of confirms that this is Adamant Mimikyu, and it's a max roll on Adamant as well. Keep that in mind, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Leech Seed, as he decides to go for the Sword Stance. I cannot really risk anything, so I'm going to go for the Protect, get some health back, as he predicts me really nicely and goes for the SD again. And now, if I get the double Protect off, which is a 50% possibility, then I'm golden. I pretty much win the game because Ferrothorn doesn't really die to anything else, barring the Arcanine, and I have a myriad of things for Arcanine, so I'm okay with that. If I don't get the double Protect, I still have like a 70-ish % chance to survive an Adamant Shadow Sneak. And you can see that I paused here because going for the Protect, I fail, that's alright, and Shadow Claw gets a crit. Which is supposed to do because it's a higher crit percentage, so I guess. But now this Mimikyu with the Leech Seed and with everything considered, it kind of sweeps my team, so I have to pivot around it. I'm going to go into Latios, and obviously I outspeed. And this is such an obvious bait for him to go for the Shadow Sneak, so I'm like, I don't really need Latios, so I'm okay with letting it in, clicking Memento so that I can go into something way more comfortably. But he does go for the Shadow Sneak, and it crits. Like, crit is completely irrelevant. They did like 130%. To the Latios, so that's a thing that happened. So now I'm going to go into Talonflame, and I'm thinking, do I go for the thing? What do you call it? For the Flame Body Burn and stay in on the pretty obvious Shadow Sneak, or do I switch into Garchomp and risk a foul play? Not a foul play, a play rough or something. Yeah. So I'm going to go into Garchomp, and I'm going to take the Shadow Sneak. So we survived this situation, which was, you know, kind of tempting. Like, Latios would be nice, but at the same time, it was there to prevent things from happening rather than winning the game itself. I'm more sad about the Ferrothorn because it could actually survive a Shadow Claw, most likely. And you know, like, I'd like to get a double Protect in my career at some point, but that's besides the point. That's what I get for using Sunveil. So, now we're going to have this matchup a lot. He's going to go for the Extreme Speed. I'm going to go for the Substitute because this is not really a great matchup for Arcanine. So I'm fully expecting the switch. I'm going to go for Earthquake. Do nothing to the Milotic because I'm at -1. He's going to recover, but you know, again, I cannot win this exchange, so I'm going to go for the Dragon Tail, miss the Dragon Tail. So goodbye sub, nice to know you. I'm going to click Dragon Tail again and connect this time, which is pretty nice. And then he's going to go into Titar. I outspeed Titar. I speed crept the Titar, so I'm pretty free to go for a substitute. I don't know why I did that, but I went for a substitute, and now he goes for Ice Beam. I can click Dragon Tail, get some cheap damage on things and stuff. I get the Arcanine, which is okay. It does get the Intimidate off, but it keeps taking rocks damage, and that's pretty nice. I can sub again because the sand is up, and I can probably dodge something because I have the Sunveil. I don't dodge the knockoff. We confirm that the knockoff crit mattered on the first time that it happened, because now it cannot take my sub out, and I miss another Dragon Tail, so I suppose Sunveil makes my accuracy bad as well. No shuffle damage. The substitute is off, and I go for Dragon Tail. Goes into Avril, and now I'm thinking he won't spin. Spinning is suicidal. I can EQ, right? So I'm going to go into Talonflame. and he gets a rapid spin kill, which is fantastic. So fair play tonight. Like, he predicted this. I'm entirely okay with this. So now I have the freest Drain Punch of my entire career right here, and I'm going to click it. He's going to go into Arcanine, and he's going to survive at 3. It was a roll, I think, because of the Life Orb and all of the things considered, but whatever. Like, he can get an extreme speed off, I guess. So I'm going to go for the Mach Punch in case he doesn't want to extreme speed. My Milotic is going to take no damage. I'm going to go for the Drain Punch, as the recover is pretty obvious right here. And now I'm going to switch out, I think, and go into Weavile, predicting a something. He goes for Toxic. Now, if I was Guts and I stayed in on Kong, I would have probably won the game, but I'm not Guts, I'm Sheer Force, because things and stuff. Basically, I didn't really plan for Milotic, and Weavile doesn't have the knockoff. I cannot take the lefties away. I'm going to go for Low Kick because that's the highest, the most damage that I can do to Milotic. It looks like a prediction, but it wasn't. Take the T-Dar out. I am kind of afraid of Scarfed Moxie Heracross, so I'm going to go into Garchomp, hoping to dodge something with a Sand Veil, maybe, but I don't. He gets a double knockoff, he gets a Moxie. I still think that he's Scarfed, but at this time, I'm like, whatever, I'll just go for the Drain Punch. Knockoff would make me not take Life Orb recoil, I guess. And then we'll deal with the Milotic as, like, we'll just hope for a crit, really. So, switches are happening, and I want to preserve my Conkeldurr because that's my last win condition. I'm going to go into Weavile and actually outspeed the Heracross, which is not Scarfed, which is pretty nice. So I take a threat out. I'm going to go for the Low Kick, as he's going to obviously go for the Recover because he's a good player and does the things that you're supposed to do to win. And now, he goes for the Toxic. If I was Guts, that was my game. I wasn't Guts, it's not my game. So he's going to Recover Stall me. He is going to go into Arcanine that he really nicely preserved to get the Intimidate off. And eventually I'm going to take out the Arcanine, do no damage to Milotic, like 30% is nothing for max attack, Life Orb, stab move from Kong, but that's the way she goes, and that's the game. Good game night. To be honest, like, Nightmare played really well. He predicted a lot of stuff. He took out he played really well around the Ferrothorn. He didn't really fall for my mind game with the Latios. He preserved his Arcanine to get the Intimidate drops. He played really well with the Milotic, although I'm kind of not agreeing with the Toxic, but at the same time, whatever. He won the game. He's in the finals. I wish him the very best of luck. And you know, good game. I was kind of salty after the game, and I want to apologize about it. And you know, that's the game we play. Like, no matter how much of a good team I draft, no matter how much I want to play well, I will always find a way to choke, or if I don't choke myself, something else will happen. So I'm not going to win any title anytime soon. I'm in like 3 other leagues that I don't really care about, but well. That's the way she goes, and thank you for watching. I hope you had a fantastic time. Stay tuned for more league videos because I kind of want to do these. I might cover the CCL final if nobody else wants to do this. There's still a couple of games to go, so there's that, but yeah, above all, just remember that it's a game, and that's how we should treat it. So thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.
Lagi